So welcome back. In the last video we sort of modeled the railings and the railings holders, and then we sort of modifying application. You see there's these angular pointing items there. We just need to replace this basically. So I'll just need to export this. I think it's actually, if I go into the mesh folder and bow items, I think that should be the deck side. So I just need to export the both deck sides from the Blender application. Once again, I'll just select this. Let's see what we'll name it here. Bow deck front. So we'll probably rename it to bow deck front in Unity as well. I'll just export that bow deck front and make sure we have this selected. So use Titanic, export FBX, and then if I go into Unity, all I need to do is remove this, delete that, and drag bow deck front in, and you can see it's replaced it, so it's corrected that bit. So this is the one we had before. I'm just going to delete that. There you go. So let's go back to the Blender. I'm just going to save this, go back to Blender application and try to see what's next. So we could look at exporting these items as well. I'll say as row holders. So I think they're quite straightforward. We just need to apply the transforms. And if we look at one of this, I'll just go into solo mode and tap into edit mode. It just consists of basically a bar, a cube, Control L, G, and then this other item here, which is for Shift A and bring in cylinder, G, and that will, because we're using, because it's duplicated, so we have it in two sides. Two did here was to sort of delete the faces. So select the face and delete the face, and then tap into select the vertices, select the vertices, select that, and press 1 basically. I mean they rotated basically, so but it's something similar. So Control L and S, use that. Some group cuts like this, GZ, and then just press E up and S out, E up, and basically bring it up there, and E up, and then come closer, E, enter, and press it up. So you can actually use it up there. Select all this and S, bring it a bit closer, E, S, select that, and GZ, double G twice, and S, bring it out, Control B, bring it out, and then Control R, S, bring it out a bit. And what I could do is go into wireframe mode and SZ, bring that out, G, S, Shift Z. It's looking quite a bit like what we already have, other than the fact that below I just click the button there, and E, extrude it down, and S, out a bit, E, extrude down again. So GZ, bring that out, and then S, that out, and E, Z, bring that out again. And then you still have something similar to this. So other than actually adding, so if I tap into it, I'll just select Ctrl L P to see this is quite similar. So I'll just tap this and then tap into edit mode, come closer to the mesh, and all you need to do is just add the solidify or subdivision surface, and it looks quite similar to what we have there. So basically that's what I did to model these items there. Just going to delete that. So I'll just export this into Unity. So I'll select this, and make sure that the transforms are applied, and file, export FBX. Let's go back up there and add a new folder, rope supports. Go back into that folder and name the bow and put that in, and then go select that, make sure the transforms are applied, and then export this to export again, and then just change that to 2, and then I will leave this for now. I'll just select this and we'll select that, make sure the transforms are applied, and go into file, export FBX, and I'll just change that to 3 and export FBX. And so the next thing we'll do, I'll just save this and then go into the Unity application, and if you come out here, we'll see there's rope support, and I'll just drop this into that, and this should so slap into the bow surface. So I'll just drop that into that. I'll probably create a new empty. Right click on that, create new empty, rope supports, and I'll just drag that into that point, and you see they sort of land same point, but it seems like they are raised above the ground. So let's go back into Blender and see why that is. It's probably because they're actually raised above the ground here. So I'll tap into edit mode, press it, select all, tap, and then yeah, they actually raised above the ground. So I'm just going in edit mode, I'll just press GZ, I'll just bring them down in. Yeah, so I'm probably going to rotate it a bit. So I'm just going to select normal or local, and select the press T and select the rotate tool, and see if I can do that rotation locally. And just look at it, do that locally, and then go back into object mode, go back into global, and bring that down gently. Yeah, I think that's fine. So I'll just control, so because I did edit mode, it doesn't affect the transform, so I'll just export as it is, export, and select rope support 1, and then go into Unity, and you'll see they've gone down, they're now in the right position. So I'll just drag the other ones in for 2 and rope support 3, and they're so they all seem to have the same, that seems to be okay, but this seems to have the same problem. So I'm just going to go back into Blender and do the same thing, and go down to select the last item here, and I'll tap into a mode, so it's not actually duplicated. So I'll press 3, you can see from the side. I'll just press GZ and bring it down and tap into object mode, so it's now on the base, and I'll just go to file, export FBX, and select 3, export FBX, and go into Unity, and you can see it slaps down onto the surface. So that's good. So we've added these guys in. What we could do now is add materials to them, because that's also one thing I realized while building model. I did not add the materials instantly. So I think this should share similar materials with this, but then we'll probably change materials eventually with textures. So I'll probably just add a texture folder here, texture. But we'll sort of bring in textures later, but within materials I'll just use the dark metal ankle. We'll probably just create a new material for them, but let's just use this for now. And then we have this items looking a bit like how they should be. So in the next video we'll look at bringing more items here and probably apply textures to the bow as well. You can have the bow looking a bit more realistic. Yep, so thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Cheers, bye.